Hello, Aries. Danielle Jarveth. Hope you're doing well. We're going to get started on your April reading with the Lenormand. This will just give us a baseline. If you saw your March reading, the Lenormand deck just gives us a base for the tarot. If you prefer to watch the tarot only, you can fast forward. We'll also do some oracle cards at the end. This is for Aries, specifically the Aries that will be watching this video. Hoping it will resonate and that it will bring them some guidance, assistance. Aries. All right, it is Aries season. Happy birthday. Let's see. I like to lay these out. I don't know if you can. Ooh, that's too far. Maybe the wrong way. I like to lay these out and then pick from the center. We have the Rider. This is quick moving energy. Fast, 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 fast. To the left, we have Mice. Mice in the Lenormand is something's eating at us. Something's, maybe our money is slowly being siphoned away by something. But then it's next to the Rider, so it would be fast. Water's really erosive, so maybe it's water. And the birds. People are talking about this. Fast erosion. Okay, what's what's below? The Fox. The Fox can be deception, but it can also be like a 9-to-5 job. Something that's methodical, like your day-to-day. Next to that, we have a message. And then we have the tree. This could be a phone tree at a school. This could be a message. Ooh, so what I'm getting right off is once in a while at my work we'll get emails that the company plants to try to teach us how to recognize possible scams. And if you don't catch it by clicking the little fish, then they let you know. But with the deceit next to that fox, I'm kind of picking up on some sort of email. Like, be cautious on what you click on. You might also notice when you get this message, if it is legitimate, that the org chart's changed or something's changed in the organization. Maybe the person's title will bring that to your attention. Let's see. Storm. What's next to storm? The boat. It's going to be a rough journey. Though, I kind of like how looks like we got storm here. So this was the first card, and then we came to this card, so it's almost like you're coming out of the storm. And this is the past moving toward the future. So I like that. Okay, what else do we have? The anchor. So I think you're going to reach your destination wherever it is that you're traveling to in the month of April. Aries. I think though in the past with the storm, the mice, and that fox, it's been rough waters, rough sailing, metaphorically speaking. That communication and movement is happening fast. So this could be a rapid deployment. This could be, I get that rapid deployment. People are talking. So at the top we had the anchor, people are talking, and then the tree. So this is within a company or the The tree, though, I kind of get. This can be your lungs, your breathing. Birds are air. We have the birds here too. We have sea. So communication in the air. That sounds sort of weird. Verbal communication. Some sort of communication maybe is what guides you into calmer waters. Could be literal or metaphoric. Bottom of the deck we have the Tower. The Tower in the Lenormand is a little bit different. This can be institutions, universities, any sort of organization, what you don't see coming. So, you know, too, I kind of get if you know somebody who is out of country and they've sought refuge in like an embassy or something, that aid will reach them. Messages are getting to them even if they're not able to respond to you. But people are talking, there's a lot going on. So let's take that as our baseline, Aries, and get some more information. Get the tarot out for you. Pulled a few decks out. I didn't know which one I would use for you, but I think I'm going to go. I just saw another boat on the Six of Swords. Maybe a cruise, maybe someone went on a cruise and there was a delay or some sort of issue on the cruise. Maybe weather diverted the boat, something strange like that, right? Okay, for Aries for the month of April. Maybe you're just watching the news and this is catching your eye, I don't know. Maybe this reading will be around the same time you see something on the news. If this isn't your personal life. But I don't know. I feel like this would be, the reading I feel is geared more toward your personal life, but it may just be if something I say syncs up to something you're watching on the news, or that comes on the news or some sort of alert or something on a phone, then that synchronicity sometimes will tell you to pay attention to the reading, that it could most definitely be your reading and not just a general reading. Watched a few readers and I'm looking at a specific tarot card and all of a sudden they pull that tarot card and then I'll look at another one and they'll pull that one, just random synchronicity. Okay, Aries for the month of April, center we have the Moon reversed. So, there are no illusions. What was hidden has been brought to the light. Piscean energy. We just got out of Pisces. That's reversed. Okay, let's get some context. One more card. The Hanged Man reversed. Two major arcana right out. Making a decision. Here's that water, though. Water, water, water. Something about water. Communication. The Hanged Man reversed. If we don't make a decision, one will be made for us. Or a decision was made for us because of the situation. Transformation comes next. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Death card out here today. Ace of Wands reversed. An idea, what works for or against us. Maybe we had intended on going on a trip and then we find out it was like doomed. Or maybe we find out We were going to go on a cruise and they hit bad weather and we happened to not make the boat, and we're like, okay, this not working out actually worked for us. I like that the Ace of Wands reversed is in the for or against us. That's a good placement. It's a lot of energy, so you might be really frustrated. A trip is postponed or something, but it'll be to your benefit. You wouldn't have liked the outcome had you made it. Strength reversed, another major arcana. So right now we have 4 majors and an ace out on the table. So we have the strength card reversed. Don't apply, and this is your conscious thought, is that you want to apply force. You know, it's like getting on the phone and arguing with a customer service rep, or it's trying to see if you can find a cheat code or you can find some way around something. Reversed, strength reversed. If it's not a confident, sure move, I would caution you on that, but let's see what your subconscious is telling you. The 6 of Pentacles, that you need assistance, you need help. Feeling like you're underwater. Okay, recent past, 8 of Pentacles. This could have to do with work, something you were working on. A lot of effort was put into this. It could have been years in the making, you know, when I graduate, when I get married, when I, some sort of achievement maybe, you were going to celebrate, and you put a lot of effort into this, a lot of work and thought, planning, you know, writing lists, all of it. Moving forward, we have the 9 of Wands. I keep getting the sense that it's like a tornado hit your area, or a vacation you were going to go on. Again, there was an issue and you're glad you didn't make it on the plane, on the boat, on the whatever. But feeling really guarded, like, holy hell, what else could possibly happen? Don't say that. That's like egging on the universe to say, okay, I can show you what else can happen. Just watch. Let's see who you are. The 9 of Pentacles. You're probably someone who, I mean, everything just kind of works for you. Your home life is stable. You have nice things. Your environment is something that brings you joy, whatever the decor is. I think you find enjoyment in being in your space, in your world, wherever that is, working the job you work, or if you're a retiree doing the crafts or whatever it is that you do in your day-to-day. I think you enjoy that very much. And in your mind, you have wealth, even if it's not material wealth. You feel wealthy. Your environment is the 7 of Swords. Okay, so we've got someone who is trying to get away with something. This card, the guy's like trying to skip town, taking things that don't belong to him. Those feathers do not belong to him. And that's obvious. But we had birds earlier in the Lenormand spread, and birds were referencing people talking. And this is a 7 of Swords. I don't look at it as a positive card. So this could be gossip, slander. Maybe people have something to say about how you got where you got, or possibly where you're going. Jealousy. and it looks like the character is wearing those feathers, metaphorically, like, you know, the words in the slander, like, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But I think the words are starting to bother them and they're headed out. And I'm noticing in your environment, that's the black bird and you've got a white bird. So there's contrast. So maybe you have the nicest home in the neighborhood. Maybe people just think you have it better off than others, even if you don't. There's this perception of you in your life. Your hope or fear is the Seven of Cups. Too many options, too many choices. So many choices that you don't know which direction to go in. That's your hope or fear. We'll put this all together and get you some oracle cards. Definitely want to get you some advice too. Potential outcome for April for Aries. We have the Page of Swords reversed. I think someone's being critical of you, and I'm sorry if you can hear my washer. It's kind of loud. I didn't realize it would be that loud when I started recording. Excuse me, bless me. I think people with the Page of Swords reversed, people are being critical of you. And this is a page, so it's fairly new business. People are kind of acting out. If they're younger people, they want your attention. If it's someone older, there may be some jealousy or a misunderstanding or something. A new misunderstanding if they are your age or older. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck, and then we'll give a quick look at everything again and then get some oracle cards out. And I may pull out my theme cards too. The Hierophant. Okay, Aries, this is super cool because I've been working through the tarot, and right now the card of the day is the Hierophant, and that is your outcome. So, and this Hierophant doesn't have any acolytes. They're not teaching to the masses. I think, and this is what you don't see coming. I feel like you can be happy on your own. You don't need to be preaching to a choir. You don't need to be giving some sort of a discourse. You don't need to be seen, really. I think you're happy and joyous in your own space. Taurus energy, what you don't see coming. I think you might have, I think you're going to have some sort of divine inspiration, some sort of confirmation that the way things turned out was how they were meant to turn out, like the hindsight being 2020. I think that's going to be apparent to you. I feel like you're confident being you. I feel like that some people, when they would get in a situation, might pray to a god or I think you sit in quietude, meditate, and find joy. My mom calls it her happy place. She goes to her happy place. And I think that is your April. No matter how chaotic it gets, no matter what obstacles are thrown out in front of you, no matter disagreements, breakdowns, it's not going to matter because that's what it is. Wherever you are, there you are, right? And I might be saying that wrong because I know it's phrased a certain way. in mainstream. But wherever you're at, you have to be able to find joy, happiness, and I think you found that. I think you could be in the middle of a snowstorm, out in the cold, locked out of the house, or locked out of your office if you work, or stranded in the middle of nowhere in a rainstorm in your car, or get lost in the woods, and I feel like you would still be you. You would still find joy and happiness and make the best out of the situation. That's what I'm getting. At times, you do struggle with confidence. And with all that's going on, you you may be a little defensive. But subconsciously, you know that you're going to get help, or that help's going to be available. You just kind of know. That's in your subconscious. You know there's going to be assistance. And you really shouldn't care if people are judging you or jealous. It just doesn't. It's not a thing. It's temporary. It'll pass quick enough. All right. 6. We skipped the 7, which is taking kind of an inventory, and so I think we're staying very focused and positive about everything. Okay. Let's get you a few oracle cards. Aries for the month of April. Apology. You can expect the apology you want to hear. Okay. I know that I crossed the line with you. I feel like someone's gonna apologize for what they said. I think that's gonna flip that 7 of Swords around. I know that I crossed a line with you. Defensive. Is this a situation? Is this a person? Is this an experience? I don't know. Expectation. I want to be all that you want me to be. I don't want to disappoint you. I know you have a lot of expectations from me, and I am trying to stand by that, or for that. But at times I feel so far away from that, and I'm afraid to let you down or disappoint you. So maybe you promised someone something, that a thing would go a certain way. And there was an expectation set, Aries, and it didn't go down that way. And you're feeling bad about that. Alright, on the watch back, if you guys want to fast forward past any of this, you're welcome to. Yeah, it looks like there's a crisis. A crisis. It's the card that came out. These are cards of different experiences I've had, and whenever I hear them, or navigate carefully. Okay. Nurture. So, okay, I'm thinking March or April. I have hundreds of cards, and this one says March or April. Self-sovereign appointment. Level up. Narrative keeps changing. Let me in. Twins. Someone could have twins. Or you could become aware of twins. I just found out from a customer today that they were going to have twins. Acceptance. Level up. What are you What are you hiding? Hold on. So I think in April, there's going to be some rough patches. I hope not. I hope that you get through April and say, Danielle, you sent me send me a little comment. Danielle, my April was fantastic. You were absolutely wrong. I would actually like that. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit rocky. And the advice I would have is to take the time to navigate through it with forethought. Think before you speak. I know that's one we could all use. Maybe every morning when you wake up before you get out of bed, you say, I'm going to think before I speak. I'm going to think before I speak. Or you could use a different mantra, like something to do with, I'm going to do research before I make a decision. Or you want to navigate this carefully, though, with precision and forethought. And the opportunities will present themselves okay, if this is about a relationship, it looks like it's one that you put a lot of work into in the past, and one that you maybe found something out about that had you were maybe on the fence and not sure whether you're going to move forward with it, and something happened that made the decision for you. I'm getting that also, and you're ready to be single and move forward, and that could be upsetting to the other person. And that could be the Page of Swords reversed, is someone keeping tabs or an eye on you. Not stalking, but just, I don't know. I've had breakups before, and I'm always curious about what my exes are doing. Maybe that is stalkerish, I don't know, creepy. But when someone is part of our day-to-day, it's hard to lose them. Maybe you're hosting a party. Or you are appointed to some sort of board or committee, and you planned that everything was going to go perfect, maybe overconfident, and then things come crashing down and it dulls your confidence with that Strength card reversed. I think I'm going to leave it there. We're 28 minutes in. Hopefully that helped. A little bit of background noise. There were some stall areas. I don't know if I can edit them out or not, but if not, you can fast forward. I hope you're doing well. This will be up in the Etsy shop as like an early access for a small fee, and then I'll release them on my YouTube channel on about April 18th. I hope you're doing well, Aries, and I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your month. Take care. Happy birthday.